Hello. Welcome to Hooping Live, everyone. We are happy that you are here. If you guys have watched the show before, then you're probably a little bit confused about what's going on right now. Well, let me tell you what's going on right now. I have moved locations for the show and for working in general. I had an office space, and it was just not really making enough good use of my life, so I brought all my work stuff home and made my guest bedroom slash den into a guest bedroom slash office. So I feel kind of like an adult now that has like an office den. But I think I'm gonna have a lot more room to do stuff in, and it'll be a lot easier for me to get work done and make videos for all of you and all that good stuff. So I'm not gonna babble too much. Well, actually, I probably will, but we'll move past that and introduce my panel tonight. Jenna is not here, so we will just send her our love, and we will see her next week. But Will, would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone?
Absolutely. My name is Will Weimer. I have been hooping for just under 2 years. Actually, I used to live in New Jersey, but I am currently in Orlando, Florida, and I've been going to a few spin jams down here, so you may have seen me around there. But definitely, if you're in the Orlando area, let me know. After which, I'll be back up in New Jersey probably for a little bit or whatever. I'm not sure what's going on after that. But Florida for now until May, and then back up to New Jersey. But other than that, I think a lot of my hoop flow comes from my martial arts background, so I definitely like to pull that into what I'm doing.
That's awesome. It looks like you're kind of against a wall tonight, so maybe you're not going to be able to do a demo.
I am, however, next week I actually have 6 roommates in the apartment with me right now.
Wow.
And I can use our living room. I just have to set up like Netflix and stuff in the other room for them to watch while I'm doing my stuff out here. But I have this huge, massive space that I've been hooping in. So
that's awesome. Good.
Yeah, next week I will be probably doing that instead of being up against a wall.
Or you will be here.
Oh, yes, yes. I'm so excited.
Oh, yeah. So let's use that as a little transition. I don't know why I keep doing this. I've been doing this for a couple days where I'll be like, let me tell you something with my hands.
Roboting.
I don't know. It's like weird. I'll be like, what? Like, you know, people are like, what? I'm like, what? I don't know. It's like one of those weird things that I do that make no sense. This is a really fuzzy chair, by the way. It's like super fuzz.
It looks really nice.
Well, yes. Anyway, so like I said, this is Hooping Live. My name is Audrey, also known as Audrey in the hooping community. Our show is every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can come, you can answer, or we will answer, questions and comments that you might have about hooping. Maybe you're working something in your own flow and you're stuck, or maybe you just want to learn something in general or say something to the community. If it's just a comment, like an idea that you have, you can post those comments down below like you would on a normal YouTube video, and we will answer them out loud and talk about them. See, I did the hand thing again. That's going to be like the thing that's going to be tallied next. That's how many times.
It's all right. I actually learned that that is Disney appropriate. That's like one of the things we're learning is like how to appropriately point and like full hand. That's all right. The 2 fingers. That's all right. So
that's funny.
You're good. It's non-offensive.
Well, good. I don't want to offend anyone. That is a goal of mine. It's kind of weird though because I'm not using my MacBook. I'm using an iMac, so the screen's like right here, and then Will's down there. So if I'm going like, well, I guess you guys wouldn't see me if he's talking, so never mind. But if I do that, that's why. I might be looking in different spots today. Anyway, I'll do a demo in just a second, but I wanted to give you guys some awesome news. We have some guests coming up in this next month. I've been communicating with Abby from Hula Monsters, which I've talked about before, but we're trying to really get her on the show. Thias is going to come back on the show again. And the biggest surprise is that Will is going to come to my place in Sarasota, Florida. He's in Orlando. And we're going to do a show together, side by side.
Yes.
And it's going to be fabulous.
I'm
And
excited.
it'll be a lot of fun. And then we're going to make some videos together and maybe even shoot some tutorials of Will teaching some stuff and him and I teaching together. So if you're lucky, maybe that will happen, but it will happen. But if you have any requests on anything that you would like to see him and I do, you can post those down below in this video. You can email us. Our email is info@hoopinglive.com. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, that's a great place to go on there and do that. And if you have any questions about hoops, maybe you want to buy a hoop or don't understand what kind of size that you would want to use, you can email hoop@hoopinglive.com, just HOOP@hoopinglive.com. All of the information can be found at hoopinglive.com. How many times can I say hoopinglive.com in one sentence? Like
3 more.
3 more times. But anyway, yeah, you can go to there and you can read about Will, Jenna, myself, Craig, find all the latest news on Hooping Live and all that good stuff. And of course, we're on the social medias. So like us on the Facebooks and the Twitters. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick little demo. I've not hooped in this space yet, so we're going to see how it works. So bear with me. We're doing this as a unit. Let's move this little fuzzer away. Alrighty. Aphrodite. See how this works. Alright, sorry about the mess, by the way, guys. It's a little, whoa. Cannot see my head. Hold up. Oh, look at that. I feel like I look a little short, but this will work.
That is a lot of space. I like
I feel like I can just like jig. I can do a little dance. Alright, now I'm being just weird. Okay. I'm like really excited right now. You know when you find the perfect hoop space and you're just like really excited. I can go over here, I can go over here, and I can make it go kind of high. I don't know if I have a lot of height. Let's see. Yep. Alright, well that's pretty good. How tall am I? 5. I think there may be about 10-foot ceilings. I don't know.
I was about to say, my apartment has like 10-foot ceilings, and I'm loving it. Except
It's
for like
pretty nice.
in the middle of my hooping space, there's this sprinkler system, and I'm afraid that one day I'm just gonna like catch it, and then I'm just gonna set off the sprinkler system on accident.
That would be the weirdest way to ever set off a sprinkler system via hoop. I always had fears about light bulbs. Like my mom's basement had one single naked light bulb, and it was right in the middle of my hoop space, and every time the hoop would go up and super close to it, I was afraid it was just going to hit it and just shatter, just glass.
Shower.
This glass, yeah, it would be bad. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and hoop now. I feel like that chair could find a better home, but we'll worry about that later.
I like that.
Ooh. I like doing that.
Very nice end.
Hey, oh my gosh, this is like such a good space. I'm kind of excited right now. I might freak out.
I like it because I can like watch your footwork, and that's like ever since I started in martial arts, like that's what I watch is like people, the way people move their feet, because I'm like, oh, that's where they're gonna go. That's what they're doing next.
Absolutely. Footwork is really kind of a toughie too, in most, probably in most dance stuff, but for me it's always been hard. I still feel like I'm super awkward at it, but you know, do the best you can, right? Cool. Well, if you saw anything that I did that you're curious about learning, don't hesitate to comment and ask, and I will help you through it to the best of my ability. So let's go ahead and take our first comment, which is from Bryant, who is one of our favorites, of course. You're all our favorites, but Bryant's just he's a special one. He designed our logo, so we're super grateful towards him. Anyway, he says, quote, "Oh my god, I'm going to India this Friday. I'm going to keep my hair in cornrows for the trip so I can stay clean. It was a cool idea I got. Anyways, so I've been hoop dancing and practicing a lot lately, and I have a performance, my first one, at the school's Artist on the Roof show this Thursday night, and I don't know what to wear. Speaking of which, what hooping clothes do you guys wear? It's strange, too. I normally wear really short PE shorts, and 2 years ago in 7th grade, which I wear to sleep because they're so comfortable to practice with. However, it makes me look very bony and skinny, like a dancing chicken. like a dancing chicken. I love him. I also love to knee hoop, and I'm trying hard to transition out of knee hooping into other stuff, but they all look weird, and the hoop just falls. Any tips? So I hope there is an after show today because I can totally make it, and I'm going to try out for the varsity track and field team after school. Wish me luck." Whew! Good luck to you. And that's awesome that he does travel and go to a lot of cool places, so he's a lucky ducky for sure. I'm actually going to let Will answer this one first since he is a boy. What do you do with performance clothing?
I tend to stick around like a lot of my martial arts stuff. I actually was just talking with there's this group called Unity of the Male Hula Hoopers, and a bunch of guys were talking about like, oh, what pants are the best for doing different flow techniques and stuff like that with. If you go to Walmart, they have like Hanes pants. They're like in the underwear section. They're cotton long pants, really lightweight. They flow. They stick when you do leg hooping. They're like $9. They are perfect. Buy them, use them. They are amazing. They're cheap and they're great for hooping. I also tend to get martial arts pants or like football pants or something like that. I'll use those too. So definitely stick to athletic clothing or those Hanes like cotton pants. They're amazing. So those are the best options I can give to you.
Awesome, thank you. And I think it's very different. That's why I wanted Will to answer it first, is because he is a boy. But a lot of guys might wear girl performance clothes and vice versa. So it doesn't, really matter. But in terms of performance clothes, you might want to figure out what kind of style you want to have. You don't have to. You can have whatever style you want. I'm a very avid believer of that. I've been cleaning my house lately. I know it doesn't look very clean back there, but I have, and I've been purging and have bags and bags of clothes and jewelry and all this stuff that I am giving away, which is hard for me to do. I hold on to a lot of things. I'll be like, no, I wore this that one time, and I can't forget about it. So I like freak out and hoard things. But I've been really good about letting go lately, which is, good mentally and for my physical existence. But anyway, I personally try to have a style. I've gone through a lot of different things. I've done the whole raver, furry, fluffy things. I wish I had I have a suitcase with all my performance clothes in it. Maybe I'll do a little thing on that or something. But I have kind of the rave look. I have a hippie look. I have kind of more of a classy chic look. I have kind of a sexy chic look. It's kind of, you don't have to have a set. Like, when I say style, maybe just like a type of look, but then have a bunch of genres within that, if you want. But I suggest always having different kinds of performance outfits. Just, say, like, if you're going to go to a wedding and you need something classy and bright and fun, or maybe you're doing a kids party, or maybe you're doing like New Year's Eve. I wore a lace kind of little body top thing and sequin shorts and a kind of like a strappy swimsuit top underneath and heels, so it was like a little sexier and but still classy. And sometimes I wear rave outfits, like I said. So just kind of figure out what that performance is going to be like, and even talk to the director if you can, or if it's open, just do something that you feel comfortable in, especially if it's your first performance, which it is. Make sure that you think about what you struggle with the most when you're performing. Like, my lace top that I wore for New Year's Eve, I could not do chest rolls because it would just slip right off. So think about where you want to have extra security and whatnot during your performance. That typically helps for me. Anyway, moving
really
forward.
quick.
Oh yeah,
Really
go for
quick.
it.
Just one more thing I wanted to add in that I actually found out not fairly recently, but I figured out works really well. If you're doing something more like, I guess, mainstream or like new, I guess like a casino or something like that, or a nightclub that you're working at, put on a baseball cap. I don't know why, it just makes everything look more like dude-like, and it makes it more marketable, I suppose, for that type of venue. So if you put on a baseball cap, it like hides your face a little bit. I have one over here, but this one I'll usually wear, like you throw it on, and like when you're sitting there doing your hooping stuff, like suddenly you look more dude-like or more guy-like, and it makes it more marketable to that type of venue. So if you're looking at that, that's where you want to go. Oh, Audrey, you're muted.
There we go. Sorry, I'm trying to get this, like, here, I'll show you guys. I have this like Yeti microphone, which is
It looks like R2-D2.
it's my best friend. Anyway, yeah, it's it does. Oh, that's weird. Anyway, it's a really good microphone. And Craig helped me do my whole setup. We'll take a photo of it so you guys can see what it looks like. But it has this little button on it where if I press it, I go muted. And I'm trying to get the hang of like muting and unmuting myself when I'm doing the show. That was you guys did not need to know that. Those are one of the times where I probably should have just kept that one to myself. But anyway, well, I need to write something down. Sometimes you guys inspire me during the show, and I write things down so I remember it and look back at it later because you guys are awesome. Anyway, moving on. Let me make sure that we got all of that done. Oh, transitions from knees. Okay, I'll do a quick little thing on that. I'm going to try scooting this guy in instead of out. Oh, that's much better. Okay, so with transitioning with knees, if you're starting to learn just how to do it, make sure you wear something where it won't be too slick, so you have kind of more of a smooth transition from up and down. This is not going to be very smooth because I am wearing kind of a slicker material right now. But if you want to, what was it, transition from legs to, I love to knee hoop and trying hard to transition out of knee hooping to other stuff, but they look weird and the hoop just falls. Okay, so what I like to do when I'm knee hooping, I typically like to call knee hooping like my break. Like it's my time to just kind of like blankly push the hoop forward and kind of take a breather up here. But if you're performing and stuff, this is a great time where your entire upper body is free. You can really work with your arms, your hands, making all your joints kind of separate. You can work on how you want to make pretty hands, or maybe like something a little bit more dainty, or maybe like, you know, you're masculine and you have a different thing. It's whatever you want. Remember that. It's creative. But you also have the opportunity to work, and this is going to sound a little crazy, but with your face. You want to think about, especially during performance, your face. Like, are you smiling? Are you looking? Like, I made a video with Craig where I said I exercise my eyes and I do eye stretches. I'm not kidding. I really do, because when you do cute things like looking around at people and over exaggerate it, it looks really fun and they feel like they're pulled into the performance. So think about like maybe it's to a certain part of the song where it's really like sad or happy and match those emotions so it helps you really feel what you're trying to portray in your dance, and it'll just come out that much stronger, which is kind of cool. But anyway, when you're leg hooping, you have the opportunity to really work on that and think about it. But if you want to go from different moves, one cool thing to do is you can do, let's see, I like to almost kind of dip down like this and pull the hoop up. Let's see if I can actually do it though without this thing slipping down. And go into just kind of like the stall, the middle of the hoop stall. But when you're dipping it down, instead of just kind of like grabbing it like that, making it look kind of more elegant, or however you like to hoop. Other things you can do is, you can do like reversals and stuff, but that's not really transitioning it from one thing to the other. Sometimes I like to, I don't know if I can do it in these, but try to get it at a vertical angle and vertical hoop up to here, and typically it'll go into like a normal vertical hooping position. But I don't know, unless you can hoop the opposite way on your knees, where you can do like reversals or something, which I can't do, but I'm thinking maybe you can go down and like push it the opposite way. I don't know. Will, do you have any suggestions?
I hardly ever knee hoop. I feel it doesn't look that like masculine. It doesn't fit my style that well, but I do it just so that way I know and I understand for people who have questions or want to know about it. So I do it for that reason. But what I usually do is I'll kick my left leg up, like I'll hook it up towards my butt, and that'll cause the hoop to kind of like fall off kilter, and then I'll pick my left leg out and stick it down on the ground, and it'll be in a wedgie form. So if that makes sense, like the hoop's going around this way, it'll fall into a wedgie form, and then you can wedgie it up and over. So that's usually how I get out of all of my leg hooping, is with wedgies or something like that. And by wedgie I mean like not like where you sit there and you like hit it back and forth. I mean just like clip it once. So once it comes up to the wedgie, boom, right up and over into the next thing. Because it looks really cool when you do that.
You're going to have to teach me that when you get here, because I don't really know how to do a lot of that stuff.
Absolutely. I am going to drown you in wedgie stuff, because I love wedgies.
I heard that it's like intense.
I love them so much.
I heard you get like crazy bruises though.
It's all right. I'll teach you. We'll do the non-bruising way. I think that sounds like a good idea. I can't guarantee that.
Yeah, hooping typically will bruise you.
I don't know. I don't bruise that easily, and I will still, like when I first started doing paddles, still got them.
Oh, really?
Before you move on, can we take a screenshot for the thumbnail?
Oh, yeah.
I got a nice clear picture right now.
All right, let me know you want me to smile.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Let me make sure we got it. Give me one moment.
But I like how
looks good. Looks good, Audrey.
Okay. What were you saying, Mom?
I was gonna say I like how earlier you were talking about like showing your face off when you're doing stuff, like when you're hooping and whatnot and doing performance. That showing your face off is very good. I like to, because I always do like the flow face everybody talks about, where you're just like. So I'll wear like face masks and stuff, and it makes it look so much better. So I guess that's going back to Brian's comment about what to wear. If you're a guy and you can put on like a face mask, it looks awesome. So try that. And I think that's the other thing with the hat, like having the hat cover your face. It looks really cool.
Hats can be a lot of fun too, because they give you another thing to kind of play with, which can be awesome.
I have one of those like triangle hats, like the rice patty hats, and it has a hoop on the inside of it. So I can start, like, I'll do stuff and then I'll like do doubles with it. So it looks really cool.
That's sweet. I need to figure something out with like more hat stuff too, because it can be a lot of fun. I mean, performance wear in general can just really make or break your hoop performance. But yeah, let me go ahead and get to the next question here. So Soul Ever says, reverse weaving, help. My planes aren't straight when I lead with the pinky, and it just feels incredibly wonky. Need to stretch my wrist more. Any other tips? Whoa, what is that?
That's probably my mic. I'm sorry. I accidentally knocked my finger loose.
Oh, okay. Do you want to talk a little bit about planes real quick, Will? Like keeping straight planes?
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. So I learned something really cool this last Sunday, and I used to do it with martial arts when my kids would roll, and I would teach them rolling. But I never thought of how to apply it to hooping until someone did it to me. Get your hoop, go into your hallway. Now you want to take all the pictures down out of your hallway. You want to take anything that you can knock down out of it, but go into your hallway. And then when you do your reverse weaves in your hallway, you're going to be worried about not hitting the walls. And that's going to make you pay extra special attention on your movements to keep those planes. Now, I'm going to grab my hoop. I'll be right back, and I'm going to show you how to not just do the wrist movement, but also how to get your elbow into it so that way you can properly do the reverse weave. Because this is like the first thing that I ever did with hooping, and that's because I used an elbow movement with it. So I'll be right back. I'm going to grab my hoop.
Oh, he's going to grab the hoop. I don't know what he talked about, though. That is an awful sound. That's the worst sound in the world.
What's up?
The sound. It's fuzzy.
I sound fuzzy?
It's going like, wah.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's because I unplugged my mic for a second. But when you do it, when you go to do your reverse weave with your hand, think about putting your elbow into the tube. So bend your elbow with it. And that's going to help you get that movement down to make it look much nicer and much more.
Cool. You sound a little fuzzy. When you come in town, Will, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm looking for my mic right now and just put it down.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. I'll say that in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and answer this question for as well. So talking about with the reverse weaving, I don't really know what he said, but I'll just give a quick little thing on how I do it. Like, one of the things I do, they talk about the pinky, but I actually do it with kind of like my pointer and my 3 fingers, or the love fingers. I don't know if Will talked about that. But what you can do is, I almost kind of isolate the hoop. Not like actually, but like kind of see how I'm kind of almost isolating the hoop. I know it makes my arm look funny because it's kind of exaggerated. But it's kind of that same thing, which gives me kind of a moment to actually really think about the trail the hoop's going to be going on. So it's almost like going like this, which I know that's not a thing, but yeah. And make sure that, don't feel like you can't turn with the hoop or move back. And if you don't want to, you don't have to. But like, if you even just kind of give your body a little ability to turn back and forth with the hoop, will give you more range to have flat planes. I don't know. Did that make sense? Was that a proper answer to that question? Maybe.
I think so. I don't know if you guys totally caught on to what I was saying because my microphone's awful when I unplug my actual microphone. But what I was saying was like, yeah, you keep your elbow moving with it, and the isolation. As soon as you started talking about that, I was like, oh, that's it. That is it. That is exactly like what I'm talking about. It's the moving your elbow and like thinking about where you want that hoop to go. But like I said, practice it in a hallway. Just remove all the expensive things out of there, and you're going to be too worried about hitting the walls, so that you'll be able to keep your planes better.
Yeah. Something else could work is even like if you go to like a tennis court or something and you actually have lines to work with and match up against could actually potentially be very helpful.
Yeah, if you want to get it right away, get like 2 of your friends and get them to stand right next to it, and then you'll get it no problem, because you'll be too worried. You'll be like dying, scared of hitting them, so you just won't do it.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
it depends on who your friends are.
This is true. Well, hopefully someone will be able to find line-worthy friends. Okay, so moving on to the next question. Jade Salazar says, OMG, look in the perfect moment. Look this in the perfect moment. I love you. Are so beauty. Hi. Oh, hi. Okay, I get it. She's from Mexico. Thank you. I'm so happy that you're here, and thank you for the sweet comment. You're beautiful as well. I'm sure of it because you're here and happy. And hello from Florida, from Mexico. From Florida, from Mexico, because that made sense. Maya McKenzie said, do you have any suggestions for shoulder hooping in the opposite direction? Yes, I do. We also have a lot of videos on the YouTube channel about chest hooping and shoulder hooping. So if you go there, you can actually find the link on the hoopingLIVE page. So if you want to go there and check it out, you can find a bunch of other tutorials that have been made. And then, of course, like I said, once Will comes here, we'll film some stuff, and you'll have all sorts of cool material to work with in tutorials. So let's see. Let me pull you guys up this way. All right. So anything in the opposite direction or opposite current is going to be a little bit more difficult, obviously. But what you want to think about when going into opposite current is focusing on what keeps the hoop going around. So when you're in your first current, I'm just going to go through this quickly because I've talked about this so many times. I hate when I'm like shoulder hooping or paddling and I like hit myself in the throat. I'm like, it's not cute. Anyway, so you want to think about how you're shoulder hooping in general. Like if you're shoulder hooping just from the shoulders like this, then it's going to make going in the opposite current incredibly difficult. Now, if you do it where you do very subtle movements with your shoulders and arms, and you root your shoulder hooping from your legs, if you can see, I'm kind of going back and forth like this, which is creating kind of like a shaking motion, which is keeping the hoop going around my body. And of course, I'm still pushing my chest out, but it's not relying on my arms as much to do the movement, which gives me a lot more freedom to move my arms around and do a lot of cool stuff. So once you have like a really nice base and understanding on your shoulder hooping is when you can switch currents. And it's that same kind of motion. Spinning helps. As you can see, I'm still not very confident in my second current yet. But what I like to do is almost like a paddle. Like if you guys don't know how to paddle yet, I suggest learning how. This is kind of like the paddling motion. You can also use your arms like this, which is kind of a paddling motion. And then when you turn, you can use your arms to push, or your forearms, to push the hoop across your body in the opposite current, which will give you kind of an understanding on how the hoop works going in that direction. So maybe you go paddle, 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 free turn, paddle, 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 free turns, paddle, paddle, and then all of a sudden you're in your opposite current, and you can practice there and understand what it means to hoop in that current. Oh my gosh, I feel like I just said so many words. Did that make any sense at all?
I understood it.
Oh, after hearing myself talk, I was like, whoa, that was quite a few words. But lucky for you guys, you can go back and watch all of the Hooping Live episodes. So if that made no sense to you, after the show, it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch it as many times as you want, and you can continue to ask questions, which is great because we try to go back and still answer comments and questions on all of the previous videos. So don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. My poor little fingers are like worn from working so much and cleaning, and they hurt so bad.
They look very red and angry.
They are so mad. Everything's, my little nose is all stuffy, and like, I just have really sensitive skin too. I'll like hardly scratch like my chest or my shoulder, and I'll look like I have like fire burning red streaks on myself. It's a little annoying. Everyone's like, what did you do to yourself? I'm like, I just put on a t-shirt.
Yeah, so when we practice wedgies, you will definitely more than likely bruise.
Probs. I'm gonna go ahead and move to the next. Do you have any big advice for opposite current stuff?
You brought up the breaks and paddles, and that's the best thing I can suggest, because that's the way I learned. I've heard someone said that they learned the opposite way. They learned chest hooping before they learned breaks and paddles, but I am total all for learn your breaks and paddles, do those, because then once you start losing the hoop, just, break and paddle it back the other way, and hey, yeah, I got the hoop going again. So I totally recommend that.
That makes sense. That makes sense. All right. I don't know why whenever I like feel awkward, like I don't know what to say next, I say something really stupid, which is just wonderful. It makes me look really smart.
What is the word that you constantly repeat?
Cool beans.
Cool beans.
I've worked on that one though.
Yeah. It's all right. I say that's awesome a lot. And all right. Awesome and all right. The A's. The two A's.
Awesome and all right. Oh yeah, I think I have heard you say awesome a lot. That is true.
But I get easily excited, so everything's awesome to Will Weimer.
Awesome. Woo!
Yeah, awesome.
Okay. Let's see here. Going on to the next one. Lauren Tracy says, okay, I'm ordering my hoop from Bonnie Brown this week. She sent me a sample when I ordered her tape. I love it. Did hooping in a small space affect your hooping? I haven't been able to hoop outdoors in a month, and I'm worried about starting to dance small and not completely full out. Any tips for hooping indoors? I'm going to let Will take this one away first because I know he's had a lot of small space hooping.
I am a huge fan. I take up as much space as humanly possible whenever I do my hooping. So whenever I did small space hooping, that's like the time when I was like, hey, this is the time to break out tutorials, this is the time to make up concepts, this is the time where I can use to like work on my more technical, smaller stuff. And then as soon as I was able to move around and make bigger space, like that came right back to me, and I started doing that more. So use the small space to your advantage right now and work on your closer body stuff, your wedgies, everything in close. And then find a way to add that into your like hooping style where you can move around and make more space out of it. And then by the time summer comes around, hey, you'll be taking up space all over the place and hooping all over the place and doing all your awesome new tricks. So it kind of works out that way. Mother Nature forces you to learn new things.
Taking up space all over the place. Ayo. You. Oh, kitty cats. Okay. Yeah, that's great. He has a better understanding on that small space hooping, I think more so than I do right now. kind of like what he said, you just kind of learn how to work in confined spaces. Because honestly, during performances and stuff, depending on what you're wanting to do, you're going to have a lot of places where you're not going to get a lot of room. I mean, at the New Year's Eve performance, they were going to put me up on 2 speakers that were about the size of an average desk. I mean, that I could have died, and then literally Craig was like, "No, like
Oh,
that's not going to happen."
I did a hooping thing for like Beats Antique and Spangle, and we were on this little tiny deck, and it was maybe like 6 foot by like 6 foot or something. It was really small, maybe not even 6 foot, like 5 by 7 maybe. But I kept hitting the stuff, and we were right over the sound booth, and my hoop kept, like, one time my hoop hit the side, went over the railing, down on top of the sound booth, and hit the soundboard. And like I'm sitting there like panicking, like, oh my god, we're gonna ruin the sound for Beats Antique. Panic, oh no. And then I went down there, and the people were like, sir, we're not giving you your hula hoop back. I'm like, I'm sorry, I was hired. I told them not to put me there. There's not enough space. It's a bad spot. But
Yeah. A lot of people don't take in consideration how much room a hooper actually needs. That's
yeah,
why I feel like we get kicked out of clubs a lot.
yeah, oh yeah. And the worst is when you get like the people at the venue who are like drunk or whatever, and they're just walking wherever they want to walk. Like we had people literally walking straight onto our stage. And like the security guy was running up there trying to get them off, and they ran straight into the stuff, and stuff was going everywhere. It was bad news. Bad news bears.
The baddest of bears.
Mm.
Well, moving on to the next comment, we have Poi Monkey says, "I miss your face, Will."
I miss my face too. It's really red right now. It's really hot in here. It's like 80 degrees.
Oh my god, I'm sweating too. Like, I was hoping like no one noticed, but I am like dying. I like want my fans so bad.
I am about ready to go get mine. I'm pretty sure our air.
Bask in it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure our air conditioning broke.
I don't think I get circulation in here. I might. I don't know. But anyway, I'm a little toasty myself.
Oh, really quick. I just talked about air conditioning, and it's like 15 degrees where I'm from. So I'm really excited that right now I have to use air conditioning.
AC is where it's at. Anyway, moving forward, because we only have a few minutes left. Jade Salazar says, "Please say hi. My name is Jade. You are my inspiration because your dance style is unique. I'm starting on hooping. Any advice?" Well, Jade. Advice: go on YouTube, join a community. Become part of something bigger than just your average. Just looking just at YouTube. Try to have friends in the community, and you really will be able to expand on your hooping. It's a cool journey. Don't limit yourself, though. Don't think that there's a perfect equation for it, because it's really open to whatever you want it to be, I guess. Will, do you have any advice?
I'm sorry, we're talking about like dance style and uniqueness, correct?
We're talking about, she said, any advice on starting hooping?
Oh, yes, sorry. I was like looking for the comment as you were reading it, and then I lost where I was. But okay, so when you start out, I heard this great recommendation, and it's kind of what I did. Don't really look up tutorials. Don't try to learn tricks so much. Just do whatever you want. Like the times when you put on the music, when you're home alone, and you're sitting in there in your underwear, jamming around your house, doing whatever you want. That's what you want to do, but just pick up a hula hoop and do it with that. Start making your own style, do your own thing, and then later on you can learn tricks. You can add those in there. But right now you are at that like clean slate. You are being you. So enjoy this moment, do whatever you want, and just jam around your house doing whatever. So that's my recommendation to every beginning hooper. Oh, you're muted, Audrey.
I don't know if anyone could ever top that. That was incredible. I mean, that is why you won the, Flow Festival. You do have a way with words. Okay, I'm going to take one last comment for the night, and then we have to wrap up the show. But I do want to say thank you, Jade, for the sweet comment, and thank you for viewing, and I hope that you do enjoy your hoop journey, as well as all of you. All right, the next comment is from, and if you did ask a comment and it was not read, we will go back and reply to your comment, so don't feel like you will not be heard. Amond Shermans says, first time catching the show live, finally. Would you be able to show some of your favorite tosses or a little fun combo? Yes, I will show a quick little combo that I like to do. And I was kind of skimming the comments. We have a thank you from Maya McKenzie, a hi guys from Chris Kelly, and from Michelle Victor says, Audrey, what kind of hoop are you using? I'm using a 32-inch polypropylene from Bonnie Brown of Outward Spirals. If you go to hoopinglive.com, you can find out all the information on getting the same hoop I have. Unfortunately, I think that some of it's out of stock, so you might have to do something a little different, but that's where I get my hoops. My favorite combination right now, which actually kind of includes a toss, is, alright, I have to it's hard for me to get straight into it, but I'll try to. Let's see. That's kind of like my little hoop jazzness that I've been doing lately. But tosses can be a lot of fun, so I'll try to do a video on them, maybe with Will. We'll figure something out. We're going to get creative, I promise.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, I am going to have to wrap up the show on this one. I will answer your questions, so Isis, or answer Michelle's. So yeah, Isis, I will reply to your comment before, after the show is wrapped up and uploaded. But there will not be an after show today. I'm so sorry, Brian. I will chat with you, though. Maybe we can play some Super Smash Bros. But I do have an interview with a potential hiring actor or a guy that wants to hire me for a commercial or something, so I have to talk to him. But I'm going to go ahead and let Will give his information. So Will, go ahead.
Absolutely. You guys can add me on Facebook at Will Spinobi Weimer. That is my performance profile. You can add me on Facebook just regularly as a friend, Will Weimer. As long as you're in the hooping community, I'm sure we have mutual friends, and I will accept you. If we don't have mutual friends, you're probably going to sit in my Facebook purgatory until you have mutual friends. But that's just because I like to make sure that people aren't fake accounts adding me. But yeah, totally, if we have mutual friends, I'm going to add you. Outside of that, YouTube me, Will Weimer. You can add me on there. Same thing. Really easy to find. But that's about it.
Cool. Thank you so much, Will. And of course, always thank you for coming on the show. We all love having you. Cute boys are never an issue. You can also, hoopinglive.com. Like I said, you can find out about Will, Jenna, Craig.
Yes, that's right. I'm on Hooping Live now, yes.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that's exciting.
Oh, 1 second. 1 second. Sorry, guys.
Thank you very much, Craig, for putting me up there. All right, so yes, you can go on to...
Sorry, my apartment complex annoys the poop out of me sometimes. Anyway, so this is Hooping Live. Every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, our show talks about hooping, obviously, as you can see in the name. I don't know why I said that, but like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. We're working on the social media aspect of everything to get everyone kind of hyped and involved in that. We have a lot of cool stuff coming up, so definitely stay tuned to check out what we have going on. If you want to learn more about Hooping Live, like I said, hoopinglive.com. You can email us at info@hoopinglive.com. Say it so many times in one show. And ask a question, comments, concerns, anything is welcome. And until then, I will see you hopefully next Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So you guys have an awesome day. Keep hooping and enjoy your journey.